Hello, my name is Jose Gamble, and we are conducting interviews with Virginia Tech students about the N-word. We are primarily asking 3 questions, one of which is how do you feel about the N-word, the other is do you think the N-word should be banned, and the last question is do you think the N-word has changed in its significance and meaning throughout time?
I feel like it's something that shouldn't be said. It's very degrading, and that it's something that I'm not even comfortable with, like nigga or anything like that. Like, I just don't think that we should even say that. We should be all like move beyond that and past it. Like, there's just no reason. Like, I don't think we're like just casual. Like, why do we still need to have that just to address each other? We should be able to do it in a more like respectful way as people. Just, I don't think it's necessary.
I feel that it's completely inappropriate. It's not really a good word to use. I mean, changing the ER to A doesn't make a difference to me. It's pretty much the same.
I don't use it in my personal vocabulary. I think that it's one of those words similar to the R word that can be taken offensively by someone. So personally, I'm just like really sensitive to people around me, and I try to, I just don't think it has a really good connotation these days.
I feel like the N-word, like, I don't know, like, I feel like that, like, there's some people that, like, abuse the N-word, like, at times, and use the N-word at bad times. So.
It bothers me. It really bothers me.
I don't like it. I mean, to be succinct, I don't like it. But at the same time, I mean, I hear it in music all the time, and I like those songs. So, I don't know. I don't want to use it, but I know that it can be used.
Well, I think it's a really interesting case because depending on the way it's used, it can either be like a formal, kind of sign of affection, or it could either be incredibly insulting. So it's strange, really.
I can't say I like it. I was raised in kind of a really diverse community up in like Northern Virginia, DC metro area. It's always been kind of portrayed in the media. People use it a lot, like their rap and everything. But you kind of know, just in a social sense, just from early on, that it's not something you're supposed to use. It's a bad word, and it's not appropriate for me to use. And it's kind of always been portrayed to me that it's like something that's just very taboo. And there's a strange sense of people using it regularly, and there's a sense of like, who can use it. I just really always tried to avoid just using it at all, or even just like in any kind of sense. It's just something that I don't try to make a part of my day-to-day life, really.
For me personally, I believe the N-word has evolved over time, and that back in the day, it had a lot of negative connotations attached to it. It's not so much nowadays, because I believe times have changed, and the word is used a lot loosely today. Like back in the day, with our predecessors and our ancestors growing up, like they felt some type of way when it was said, because it was a word used to bring us down as a people. You know what I'm saying? It was either the house nigga or the field nigga. And when you call us those type of words, it brings us down, So it really has changed, I would say, because the word doesn't affect me as much, but you have to use it in the right setting. I really, personally, I don't care for the word because I use it all the time, but I feel like only the right people can use it. And if you use it in a negative way, then I may react negatively. Like, it's a difference between nigga and nigger. So that's just how I feel.
When I hear it, it kind of confuses me because, like, you don't expect to hear it every day. It's more like a history term that maybe if you're reading old books or something, you'll hear it.
I feel like it's lost a little bit of its derogatory meaning, the way people just toss it around.
I don't appreciate it when it's used. I think it's just inappropriate in all contexts. I think it's on the same level of other politically incorrect things when people say retard or whatever for handicapped. I don't appreciate anyone name calling anyone.
It's a disgrace, basically. It's immoral to use. It's not a word to describe a group of people out the race of white. It's just not recommend to be used, period. It's ignorant, so.
I think the N-word, it definitely has a lot of different connotations, you know, throughout time. And it's a word that I think the Black community has reclaimed over recent times. And I think non-Black people see that and they think it's okay for them to use it as well because they have their Black counterparts using it in everyday life, you know, with rap music and, you know, to each other. And so I think the world has a history of anti-Black racism, and it's in every part of the world. So it's very easy for the Black community to have these commodities, like these sayings and these phrases, and for it to be used by other people. And I think it's very harming, and even if it seems like something as small as a word.
I mean, I don't really, I think it depends who uses it. I think if it's like if it's definitely one of my Black friends, I don't really care. If it's one of my white boys and I'm like close to them, I don't really care. If it's someone who don't know me, I probably have an issue with it. If they ever say it with an ER, I have an issue with it. So, yeah, that'd be it.
So I think it could be used in many different ways. Some people can use it casually, as in like a friend, like, oh, what's up, man? Or there's also the racist point of view where people actually intend to use it like racially and in a negative connotation.
Unfortunate, surprised that people still use it, and the ignorance around that word. People that use it in everyday situations and people that use it to hurt people, and just ignorance and stupidity, I guess.
You think it should be banned? Oh, no, not at all. Like, we got a free speech, that's our constitutional given right. So I believe anyone can say it, but whether or not you want to say it is up to you, and you have to deal with those type of consequences.
I feel like as a 21st century young adult, it's really prominent taking back culturally appropriated words. So like as a gay woman, it's okay for me to call myself like a lesbo, but in other contexts, it's not really okay. So in the same context, I feel like it's not appropriate for me to say it because I don't know or have not experienced the struggles of the same culture. But for someone of that culture to use it is kind of to bring the power back to a culture that had it taken away from them.
The N-word, I feel like the anger comes from it mostly from like the emotion behind it. Like if you say with a happy presence, or an angry presence matters like what it's about, kind of thing.
Well, personally, I don't like it. I don't even like my own people, like Black people using it, because like its origin, its roots are so like evil and so wrong. It was used just to like dehumanize an entire generation of people. So I don't feel like we should try and make it into a positive term anymore or anything. It brings more strife, and it reminds people of all the hatred that used to be here before, instead of encouraging us to like love each other and accept each other for who we are.
I think racism is obviously awful, and I think it still exists today despite what many people think. And especially with the use of the N-word and how it's become so casual these days, it's taking away the effect that it really has when it's said.
No, I don't think it should be banned. I mean, it's freedom of speech. People can say what they want to say, have their own opinions, but should it be used? Probably not, but I'm not gonna tell someone they can't use it.
I don't know, like, being banned, just because can't like ban speech, but I don't think anyone should use it. Black, white, Asian, yellow, green, purple, like, no one. I think it shouldn't be something like we should move past. Like, it's a history as everything, and to move on to something better. Like, there can be definitely more positive words that can be used, anything that can still be friendly and casual. So it's just something that we don't need.
I think to kind of get away from the stereotypicalness, everyone should be able to use it, whether it's harshness or just in like a plain like common conversation.
I mean, I don't think any word should really be banned. Hence, like, you know, freedom of speech is one of our fundamental principles. It's what makes the United States what it is, and it's very important. So I really don't think it should be banned, but I personally don't use it. And I think having people go out and protest against it, or just make movements towards stopping the use, because you can't really just ban one.
I feel like it should be banned because there's people in this world that use the N-word to be like negative, like disrespectful, you know? So yeah, I feel like it should be banned.
I feel like that person saying the word shouldn't really use it, and I believe that like that kind of word should be taken out of society, because even though I may never be able to understand what that word means or how it makes people feel, I think it's pretty much understood as kind of a bad word that could hurt people and bring back things that people didn't like in the past.
Yeah, it was used in like slavery or civil rights, different types of eras where it meant to devalue an individual. So, yeah.
It's a good question. I think, given the history, there's obviously some baggage that, you know, given the history, you know, people can take offense to it. So, but I feel like nowadays, I feel like it can be used freely. It should be, at least.
That's a tough question. It's been appropriated by white people as a, you know, very negative thing. So to say that no one should be able to use it, I don't think any word should be used that hurt people. And if people are offended by certain words and they clearly cause people discomfort and harm, I don't think they should be used. So I guess that'd be how to answer that one.
I don't really have an opinion on that. Like, I don't think it's my place to say who should or shouldn't use it, but I say if it's used around me, it makes me feel uncomfortable, because if I were to use that word, regardless of context, I would be judged for using that word, you know?
Well, I mean, freedom of speech, you can't really start censoring what people say. No, people should have the common decency to not say things that could insult people. That's my opinion.
Do I think that everyone should be able to use it? Interesting. It's hard to stop people from using a word. I mean, everybody is gonna cuss, even when you're walking around kids. They're gonna do it if they feel like doing it. But do I think there should be education about it so that people can make their own choice whether they want to use it or not? Yes. And do I think there's always going to be an issue of maybe white people using it versus black people using it? Yeah, that's probably going to be around a long time. Until we've all kind of mixed our races and we can all be one, there's always going to be that issue.
I think it has. It's definitely 400 years later, there's definitely a difference in how this culture interacts. There is no slavery anymore except for in other parts of the world, and definitely the black community has progressed significantly, especially in the last 500 or 50 years. And so anymore, I don't think it ever carries a negative connotation as much as it used to. And so it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely not as bad as it used to be, depending on the context it's used.
Honestly, I don't hear it used all that often, but when I do, it's not usually in the insulting way, but it's kind of like the term of endearment version.
I think social media has a lot to do with it, as well as like TV shows and music, and how it's used so frequently that people can just start saying it and not realize what they're actually saying.
It's different when a white person will say it to another white person, or when black guys refer it to their friends. I feel like it's almost tossed around like, my dude, or what's going on, man? Like, and in that sense, I don't see it as a totally negative thing, but I think that it's just, maybe there would be a better word that we could use in replace of that one.
Holla at me. And Chewy on some hot nigga. Like I told Tish, I see when I shot niggas. Like you seen him twirl, then he drop, nigga. And we keep the mind millies on my block, nigga. And Monte keep it on him, he done drop niggas. And he be wildin', he some hot nigga. Tones known to get busy with them Glocks, nigga. Try to run down.